The urgent search right now intensifying for that tiny sub that went missing, carrying 5 people to the wreckage of the Titanic. That submersible losing contact with its anchor ship Sunday, about 900 miles from Cape Cod, with 5 people on board on a mission to document the wreckage. And we now know the names of all the passengers on board. Here's their photos. Renowned Titanic researcher Paul Henry Najule, billionaire explorer Hamish Harding, one of Pakistan's richest men, Shahzadeh Dawood, and his son Suleiman, and the CEO of Ocean Gate Expeditions, Stockton Rush. And now we've learned the Ocean Gate sub only has a limited supply of oxygen, more than likely running out of breathable air by Thursday. For more now on this extremely complicated search and rescue effort, Commander of the 1st Coast Guard District, Rear Admiral John Mauger. I know you've been very busy and getting little sleep, so Admiral, I appreciate you being with us.
Kyra, thanks so much for having us on the show, and look forward to updating you on where we're at.
Well, let's begin with Sunday, Admiral, if you don't mind. You know, this submersible lost contact with its support ship just an hour and 45 minutes after submerging. So what gives you hope that something catastrophic did not happen, or have you taken that into consideration?
Kyra, as long as there's the possibility that the personnel are alive, then we will continue searching for them with all of our ability. And so in this case, we understand from the operator that the submersible was equipped with the emergency life support system that was capable of providing about 96 hours of emergency life support to the persons on board. And so that gives us hope, and we are bringing all capability that we have to bear on this problem. We stood up a unified command with the United States Navy, with the Canadian Coast Guard and the Canadian Armed Forces, and with Ocean Gate Expeditions. And we've brought a combination of both military aircraft and commercial surface assets and commercial ROV capability to search the surface, the subsurface area to locate the submersible.
And let's talk about those ROVs now. You brought in the robots. How is that going to help you at this point, and why did you bring them in? How deep can they go? How well can they see? And are you keeping them in a contained area right now?
Right. Well, so we have to assume that this submersible could either be on the surface or subsurface. And so we needed the capability to search both on the surface of the water and down below at depth. With our aircraft, a combination of U.S. Coast Guard aircraft, Canadian aircraft, and New York National Guard aircraft, we've covered an area of the ocean that's about 7,600 square meters, which is roughly the size of the state of Connecticut. But the piece that we added to the search today was that subsea capability with the commercial vessel operator, the Deep Energy, that provides an ROV that is able to dive to depth and search in the area. We've targeted that ROV search on the area where the Titan submersible was intending to dive. And so we're working that very closely right now.
Have those ROVs picked up any images thus far, Admiral?
So it's a very complex situation. We're talking about depths of 13,000 feet, or nearly 13,000 feet. And there's a lot of work that's going on. We're using all of the capabilities that we have to bear on this problem.
So I understand that the Navy now is sending in salvage experts, including a lift system, to help bring this submersible up, if indeed you have found it. Clearly, that's what it's going to take. A lot of cable, specialized hooks, and perfect timing. I mean, this is a complex situation. Are these assets moving in because you believe you may have found the submersible?
Kyra, we're working very closely first to locate the vessel, and then second to be able to affect any rescue operations or support to the vessel. And so it's really important that we've been able to identify and move additional assets and expertise on the scene. And so while we have deep energy and polar currents, the OceanGate expedition vessel on the surface right now working, we're bringing in over the course of the next 24 hours 4 additional vessels and 5 ROVs and additional capability so that we can make sure that we've really brought the capability to bear on searching for this.
So let me ask you this, Admiral. If you've got this ROV that went into the water today, focused in the area of where that Titanic wreckage is, does that mean that you feel pretty confident that the submersible hasn't drifted off anyplace else?
Well, so as we're conducting a search, Kyra, we use all of the data that's available, including both the planned voyage, any understanding of undersea currents and undersea drift that's there, as well as any signatures that we're getting from other sonar buoys or other equipment that's deployed out to the scene. And so all of that factors into where we target our search. We started right now that underwater search based on the path based on the voyage that the Titan submersible had taken, calculating into account the drift and those factors. But it's a really complex case. There are active debris field down on the bottom of the ocean and a lot of complexity working at that depth.
Any idea at this point as to what you think went wrong? I know you've been communicating with those within OceanGate and trying to look at the various scenarios. Are you considering anything at this point together as a team as to what could have gone wrong here?
Here, all of our efforts are focused on the search aspect right now. And so as we've met and discussed with all of the different partners involved, it's been really focused on understanding the path, the capabilities of the vessel, and then potential contingencies that we may have to deal with, and making sure that we have ROVs and expertise on site to deal with those contingencies.
One more question. It's an important one, Admiral. How are you providing comfort to the families of these passengers right now? Are you in close contact with them? I know this is just as important to you as finding these men alive. We've now identified all the passengers, and so I am sure you've got a central location where you're staying in close touch with loved ones. And what are you telling them?
So we'll be talking to the families this afternoon to update them on the search and all the efforts that we've been undertaking as a unified command to find their loved ones. Our thoughts are continuously with the crew and the family members as our women and men work very, very hard to bring all of our capability and to coordinate the bringing of all this additional technical expertise and capability to bear on the search for these people.
Well, I know that everyone is praying and putting forward great thoughts that you, along with the Navy, will find that submersible and be able to bring it up, open it up, and be able to talk with those 5 passengers once again. Everyone's keeping their fingers crossed. Admiral John Mauger, really appreciate your time.
Kyra, thanks so much for having us on the show.
You bet.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.